Oh, man, we got to get into what Myles Garrett had to say about Shedeur Sanders. Kevin Stefanski, life comes at you fast, doesn't it? Life comes at you fast. This is what you get. This is exactly what you get. You did everything in your power to try to hold Shedeur Sanders down, and it did not work. You failed at it. You tried to put him as the fourth string quarterback, have him throwing on the side field next to garbage cans, throwing the ball to equipment managers and parking lot attendants, and that didn't stop him. You look crazy. We got to get into what Myles Garrett had to say about Shedeur Sanders. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video as always. Let's get right into things. Myles Garrett has some interesting things to say about one Shedeur Sanders at the podium. Let's get into it.
I mean, he put it up, and I'm just like, oh God, who is that even going to? I wasn't even looking down there to see IB, and then, I'm just looking. I'm like, oh God, please. And he drops it in the bucket, and he reaches it out. I'm like, please, just don't fumble into the end zone. So he reaches out, but he keeps possession, and I'm just like, wow, there's not many guys in the league that can make that throw. So that was
done deal. Done deal. That is when Jimmy Haslam forced Kevin Stefanski to start Shedeur Sanders for the next game from here on out. That was it. Once Myles said that, it's over.
That was a hell of a throw. I hope he can continue to grow and develop for making plays like that, and take it from there.
Look, Shedeur Sanders has taken over this team, man. It just feels so good. So good. Dun, dun, so good. Dun, ha, ha, ha.
I feel like I just have some better opportunities. And I feel like most of the time guys see me coming and they're, trying to hug that thing. But this time, they had so many, different, threats from across the line. And they were throwing so many different looks and guys at me. They were like, we don't have to worry about him coming off the edge. I was able to make a couple plays and get the ball out. No, he's rushing his behind off. I think we're really playing off each other, and we have great chemistry. I'm looking forward to see how far he can take it with his season as well, because him and Mace are running games at a high level, winning at a high level, and then whenever we can communicate and run games, and
that run game defense is nasty. Myles Garrett, he wants Shedeur Sanders to be the quarterback from here on out. Let's take a look at what Rich Eisen had to say about Shedeur Sanders' first start. Rich Eisen was on the Shedeur train ahead of time.
It finally happened. Shedeur Sanders started a football game for the Cleveland Browns. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When it took forever for Shedeur Sanders to hear his name called in the craziest 3-day stretch of a draft involving one single player that I can ever remember or that we'll ever see again, that also included him being pranked, all that crazy stuff. Never thought in a million years that in relation to Shedeur Sanders starting, we'd hear his father's name, obviously, right? And we'd hear the name of whichever quarterback he was taking the job from, or at least needed to take the job for that Sunday because of the quarterback not being available or benched. It's Dillon Gabriel not being available due to a concussion. Joe Flacco being sent away, just like Kenny Pickett. Never thought we'd hear the name of Eric Zier, that's for sure. But he was the last quarterback the Cleveland Browns started, and he wound up a winner in his first career game for Bill Belichick back in 1995. It was such a stunning set of circumstances. That's what you need. You need him to play with a lead. And he does. But at one point in this game, early on, Isaiah Bond, who again the Cleveland Browns took when few others would for different reasons, he goes deep. Shedeur Sanders rolls to his right and uncorks the throw on the run, jumping in the air. That was the Rick Dalton gif. There it is, right there. That's what he can do. That's what he can do.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company.
Oh,
They're a financial.
Pardon. Let me switch this for y'all.
Right. Let's get to it. Let's finally purpose it, if you will, here. Scrimmage to, I love this, Samson, since Dion always likes to use some analogies from
The good book.
the good book. Although this Samson spelled with a P. And he just takes it 66 yards for the distance. But in a similar play call, and again, I love the kid. I love Dillon Gabriel. He came on the show. He couldn't have been nicer. Dillon Gabriel had a similar throw, rolling to his left and throwing back to his right in one of his starts and airmailed it. Shedeur threw a beautiful pass all the way across the field, and Samson did the rest.
Yeah.
For Shedeur's first career touchdown.
Yeah.
And then, speaking of doing the rest, I said it on our Overreaction Monday podcast, so I'll repurpose it, if you will, here. Maybe it's the first time you're hearing this. But in Las Vegas, the horror movie analogy is in relation to the Vegas rookie running backs pre-snap stance, right? The Jason stance for Ashton Genty. Stand in the house. The horror movie analogy proving that F1 wasn't the only games since sacks were recorded in 1982.
Had a game with 5, 4, and he had 3 on Sunday.
So that's enough. That's
It get dangerous, but it's just a 1 week of practice, so I'm just truly thankful,
1 week of
that everything
practice.
happened.
so.
1 week of practice.
I'm glad he threw the humble part in at the end.
Well, right off
when the Sanders was showing through, because otherwise that would just light up half of the TV shows that precede us every single day. Wait a minute, I'm told it did anyway. My bad. He had this to say after the game as well. Which one are we playing first, Mr. Hoskins? Oh, it's just his general thoughts at the podium.
Everybody starts different places, and like I say, just because I didn't get the summer reps, just because I wasn't in the best situation, for me to be prepared to go out there and execute, like from a summer standpoint, that's how life is. Everybody's not in everybody's not in the best situation, but it's no excuse. You got to go out there and perform. Like, there's no choice, there's no question. Nobody cares if this was 1 week of prep. Who cares? So a lot of people want to see me fail, and that ain't going to happen.
Yeah. A lot of people did want to see Shedeur Sanders fail and fall flat on his face, and it did not happen. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. This is Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.